Hey everyone! In this video, I want to give you some tips and talk about different ways that you can get the most out of Hearthstone without having to spend a lot of money. The first tip is doing your daily quests. Now this doesn't mean you have to be on every single day and do these. You can log in every 2 to 3 days and complete 2 or 3 of the quests at a time, or try to as best as you can, but completing these quests gives you gold, gives you packs, and the more consistently and frequently that you do those, the faster you will build up the gold and be able to buy packs to get more cards. If there's a quest that you don't want to complete, you don't like the class that it is, for example, or you don't have a lot of the specific type of card, or let's say it's a brawl and you just really don't like doing the brawls, re-roll those quests. This blue arrow in the corner allows you to re-roll those, and it gives you a new daily quest. You can only do this once per day, but take advantage of it. If there are quests that you just really don't think you're going to be able to complete, or you don't want to complete those, re-roll it. Try to get something else. And if it's still not one that you want to complete or that you like, try doing another quest that day, and in a day or two log back in, re-roll those. If you are willing to complete the quest, you have a much higher chance that you actually will complete it and get that gold, rather than sitting on a quest trying to figure out how you're going to complete it or wishing that you had a different one. So just get rid of it, get a new quest, complete it, and get that gold. Also, mentioning these quests and Tavern Brawl, try to take advantage of the Tavern Brawl as often as you can. Every week, generally for your first win, you will get a classic pack. There are occasionally other rewards, but for the most part, for your first win in Tavern Brawl every week, you will get a free classic pack. So in addition to the gold and packs that you earn through other quests, you can get one more classic pack every week just from completing that Tavern Brawl. And talking about classic packs, I highly recommend that if you're going to buy packs, especially to start out, or if you don't have a very big collection, just focus on getting classic packs. The classic cards don't rotate out of standard, and you can use them in any format. If you complete or almost complete that classic set, the more classic packs you open, the higher the chances are it's going to be dust, which you can then use to actually craft the cards that you want or that you're looking for a specific competitive deck. When looking at your collection and deciding what cards you want to craft or perhaps disenchant, the first thing you really want to look at is how you want to play the game. Are you focused on purely just building a few of the top competitive decks? Are you focused on only 1 or 2 specific classes that you really enjoy playing? Do you want to focus on just crafting specific cards that in general are very good and used in a lot of decks? Usually those are neutrals, and sometimes they're legendaries or epics, so those do cost a little bit more to craft. So keep all of those things in mind when you're looking at your collection. If you want to focus more on 1 or 2 specific decks or 1 or 2 specific classes that you really enjoy playing, it might be a good idea, if you don't want to spend a lot of money, to just disenchant cards from the other classes. You can start with classes that you definitely don't like or you know that you're not going to play. Another idea is also to disenchant golden cards. They are a lot of fun, they're nice to look at usually, but in terms of actually trying to get the most dust and value from your cards when you're not spending any money on the game, disenchanting those golden cards is highly recommended. It's probably one of the first steps, and if you've been in the game for a long time or you used to play and you're coming back to the game, going back into the wild set that is no longer used in standard, if you're not going to play wild or you aren't focused on wild at all, you just don't really want to play it, go back, disenchant some of those cards. You can start with wild cards that are golden, disenchant those first, and then use that dust to craft what you want to play in standard. You can only have 2 copies of a card in every deck, and only 1 copy of every legendary, so if you have more than that, it might be a good idea to just disenchant your extras and be able to craft those cards that you want. Playing Arena is also a very good way to build up your card pack dust and hopefully some gold Now, if you aren't very good at Arena, this might not be the way to go, but if you're at least somewhat decent in Arena, I'm talking, if you can average 3 or 4 wins, then over the long run, you will start to build up the dust and the gold to continue playing and put more into the collection. Also, with Arena, you will always get a card pack, no matter what the result of your Arena run is. And the card pack is always from the most recent expansion, so that can allow you to jump in with a lot of the newest cards and start building up that newest set collection as well. One thing that a lot of people definitely recommend is right after a new set is released, try to jump in Arena, try for that at least 3 to 4 kind of average. Anything above that, of course, is going to give you more rewards. But if you can get that 3 or 4 win average to start and build upon that, the first, maybe month or so into a new expansion, that's going to be able to get you a lot of extra packs from the newest set. Another tip I have is try to expand your friends list. They can help you complete quests. You can play against your friends and actually complete your daily quests. You can play against friends and borrow their decks if you want to try decks and get experience with cards that you may not have, to try and see if you even want to craft those. And the more friends you have as well, the more likely that you are able to play against your friends with the Challenge a Friend quest that gives each of you 80 gold when you play against each other. So that's just another way to not only complete quests, but earn more gold in the meantime as well. Another piece of advice that I have is try as much as you can to log in during special events. BlizzCon, for example, each day of BlizzCon you will get different rewards just for logging in. During the Hallow's End event, you logged in and you got a golden Witch's Cauldron. Those are cards that you can easily just disenchant for that extra dust. Like I mentioned earlier, craft the cards that you really actually want to play with. During the big HCT events beforehand, Blizzard does a special pick your champion, and you can log into the website, pick which player you want to kind of expect to do really well, and based on how well they do, you will get at least 1 pack, but if they end up winning the tournament, you'll get up to 4 packs, so anywhere in the range of 1 to 4. All you have to do is just log into the website and pick a player, so you're getting a little bit of packs there. They always have special events going on right before or during the initial launch of every expansion. You can log in, get extra packs. They give packs all the time during those. So try to log in during all those events and take advantage of the free packs and free golden cards to help build your collection without having to spend a lot of money. And just another thing, it might not work every time, but the more you get involved in the community, check out Hearthstone podcasts, get involved on Reddit or Twitter, watch a lot of different Hearthstone streamers, especially the smaller streamers. Oftentimes you'll find them doing giveaways for their anniversaries or just for special events. A lot of streamers and communities may give out the bundles and things like that. So try to enter a lot of those giveaways as well, earn packs that way. Overall, the biggest piece of advice that I have for trying to get the most out of the game without spending money is just knowing what you want out of the game. Do you want to be at that high competitive level? Are you focused purely on standard and just building a few competitive decks? Are you just playing for fun? Do you just want to focus on 1 or 2 classes that you really enjoy playing? And having that focus in mind really will help guide you where you want to go in the game. If you're trying to be a free-to-play player and you want to play competitive, and you want to play wild, and you want to have all the goldens, you're going to have a really hard time completing that without spending every second in the game. So really just have a focus on what you want to do with the game, what you want to get out of the game, and use that focus to figure out what your next step is, whether you want to disenchant golden cards or you want to disenchant every rogue card that you have because you just do not like playing rogue. But whatever it is, have that focus and use that to figure out where you want to go with your collection. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that some of these tips helped you and can give you a little bit of guidance in trying to get the most out of Hearthstone without having to spend a lot of money. See you next time.